Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this Dia de los Muertos face skull for the pie. It's really easy. I got this at Michael's, and it's just a little wooden decoration, but it works great as a stencil. So I have my pie crust rolled out, and then you just set the stencil on the pie crust and then press really hard all over. I'm just pressing really hard to get the stencil to make an indentation in the pie crust and have it come through a little bit so it's a little bit raised. It looks really cool. Hey, Cassandra. So you press, 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 and then when that's done, but it's still on the pie crust, you go ahead and cut it out. There we go. Move this out of the way. And this comes off. And there you have it. You have this really awesome raised stencil on there. And you can just paint that with food coloring. You can use just regular food coloring and paintbrush. And I'll give you a little demonstration real quick. Now, a lot of people have asked, a lot of people have asked what kind of food coloring I use, and it really doesn't matter. I've tried several kinds, and I think these, let me show you. I like these gel food colors. They tend to be a little thicker and a little brighter. So gel food colors by Wilton, and they come in different colors. But I did use this for some too, and so these work fine. You can do either. I also tried these. You can get some different, more colors in these. They sell them at Michael's. I don't like these as much. It's a little hard to get the food coloring out and mix it with water and all that. So I don't love these, but I have used them. I like them in the little squirt bottle. It's just easier. So then I just use a little cup like that, and this is just straight food coloring. And you can just paint like that. It looks so pretty, and it really comes out really well even after baking. If y'all have any other questions, feel free to send them over. And let's see. And as for the paintbrushes, I stole some from my kids, just regular watercolor paintbrushes, and those are fine. I also found at Michael's craft store in the baking aisle, they have some paintbrushes I think it's the Wilton brand, supposedly especially for food or baking. I liked having a set. I like they have different sizes, and I like just having them separate from my kids, which are used for, paint. So it's good to have a separate set if you're going to use them in your kitchen. But otherwise, it doesn't really matter. You can use any brush. And then blue, I guess we'll do the nose. Yeah, I really love how the stencil gives this raised imprint. I think this is kind of like adult coloring book for me. A lot of people use this. They do coloring books now, adults do, to relieve stress or whatever. This is kind of like that for me. Okay, and you just go from there. So let me zoom in a little. And again, I'll just show you, this is what I used from Michaels. Let me go back. It is a plain wooden, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with it, but they sell them at Michaels. And it works as a great stencil. So you just press on the pie dough really hard so it comes up, and then you just paint with the watercolors, and then you can put that on the pie and bake it. And if you looked at my stories, I do have some pictures of the baked version, so it looks really great baked too. Anyway, if you have any questions, just send them over. Thanks for watching.